Hello and welcome to our English news edition broadcast to you from Canal, Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, addresses a message to the Algerian people inside and outside of the country on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives a phone call from Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, who congratulated him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, receives a phone call from the President of the Tunisian Republic, Kais Said, where he congratulated him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, wishing him and the Tunisian people happiness and prosperity. In its latest report on the World Economic Outlook, the International Monetary Fund notes a significant drop in the unemployment rate in Algeria, comparing it to last October. In Morocco, the International Workers' Day is celebrated this year in a particular context marked by demonstrations against the Mahjan regime, denouncing their social situation. And finally, Algerians are getting ready to welcome Eid al-Fitr. People gather in Safsaf market in order to buy the traditional clothes worn on this special occasion. Good evening, those were today's headlines. First, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, addressed a message to the Algerian people on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, a message in which the President expressed his sincere appreciation and gratitude for the customary behavior of solidarity towards the needy that is renewed each Ramadan. On this blessed occasion, the President of the Republic also congratulated all Algerian nationals inside and outside of the country, wishing all the Muslim community good health and prosperity.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وصل اللهم وسلم على نبينا وحبيبنا وإمامنا سيدنا محمد ألف صلاة وألف سلام عليه. أيتها المواطنات أيها المواطنون، الحمد لله أن من علينا بصيام وقيام رمضان المبارك، وأنعم علينا بقضاء الشهر الفضيل في أجوائه الروحانية السامية وفي كنف السكينة والرضا. وإنني ونحن نودع شهر رمضان المبارك الكريم أعرب عن خالص التقدير والامتنان للسلوك التضامني المعهود الذي يتجدد كل عام في شهر رمضان بمظاهر إحسان الجزائريات والجزائريين إلى المعوزين. أيتها المواطنات أيها المواطنون، سنكون غدا إن شاء الله على موعد مع البهجة في ظلال عيد الفطر المبارك. وبهذه المناسبة أتوجه إلى كل الجزائريات والجزائريين داخل الوطن وخارجه بخالص التهاني وصادق التبريكات، داعي الله تعالى أن يديم عليكم وافر الصحة والهناء، وأن يعيدها على بلدنا العزيز وشعبنا الأبي وعلى كافة الأمة الإسلامية بالخير واليمن والبركات. عيد مبارك سعيد، كل عام وأنتم بخير. المجد والخلود لشهدائنا الأبرار، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received a phone call from his brother, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, President of the Arab Republic of Egypt, who congratulated him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, wishing him and the Algerian people more prosperity and stability. For his part, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, thanked him for his wishes, wishing him and the Egyptian people peace and prosperity. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received a phone call from the President of the Tunisian Republic, his brother Qais Said, where he congratulated him on the occasion of Eid al-Fitr, wishing him and the Tunisian people happiness and prosperity. For his part, the Tunisian President expressed his great consideration for the wishes of his brother, President Abdelmajid Tebboune, praying Allah Almighty to renew this blessed occasion for Algeria, its people and leaders in good health and prosperity. The two presidents then took this opportunity to exchange their views on the evolution of certain regional, Arab and international events of common interest. In another context, the International Monetary Fund raised its growth forecast for Algeria by 0.5 points in its latest report on the World Economic Outlook. The IMF noted a significant drop in the unemployment rate in Algeria. More insight with Ines Killo.
2.4% instead of 1.9%. The International Monetary Fund has just raised its growth forecast for Algeria in its latest report on the World Economic Outlook. Algeria's real GDP, gross domestic product, should also reach 2.4% in 2023, compared to 0.1% according to the Washington-based Bretton Woods institution. In 2021, the Algerian economy has achieved a growth rate of 4%, according to the IMF, which in its previous report predicted a rate of only 3.4%. Concerning employment, the IMF estimates that unemployment will decrease significantly in Algeria in the coming years. The Bretton Woods institutions has also revised downwards its projections for the year 2022 and 2023, counting on 11.1% and 9.8%, while it predicted in its last report a rise in unemployment to 14.7% in 2021. 6 months ago, the IMF forecast an unemployment rate of 14.1% in 2021, whereas it had reached 13.4%. The International Monetary Fund also points out that by 2022, the oil windfall associated with higher oil prices should improve the fiscal and external balances of oil exporting countries. Also in 2022, specific national factors will play a role in Algeria. Agricultural activity should benefit from more normal rainfall after the drought of 2021. The IMF report recommends carefully tailoring economic policies to national context in order to manage uncertainty, preserve macroeconomic stability, and sustain recovery by protecting the most vulnerable and ensuring food and energy security.
The professional integration of young people continues throughout the country. In Constantine province, the operation has reached a rate of more than 50%. This operation is in line with the directives of the President of the Republic concerning the taking care of young graduates. Ines Killu once again.
Following the decisions of the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, Constantine province has recorded a quantum leap in the professional integration of young graduates, with a rate of more than 50%.
We welcome the decisions of the President of the Republic. The experience I gained thanks to FANAM has been accounted for. Today, I am head of department.
As for me, as a graduated student, I was waiting to benefit from this integration. It is true that there is a big change here in Constantine as far as a professional integration is concerned.
Constantine province has at least 10,500 men and women affected by this professional integration process, and the integration rate has reached more than 55%.
The process of integrating young people is part of the President's directives regarding the care of young graduates, a national strategy which has yielded, similar to Constantine province and some other sectors who have reached a professional employment rate of 100%.
In another development, the Moroccan people celebrated International Workers' Day in a very particular context, marked by demonstrations against the Makhzen regime, denouncing once again their chaotic situation. And the details with Melissa Kebash.
On the occasion of May 1st, International Workers' Day, hundreds of thousands of Moroccans took to the streets once again, namely workers alongside members of society in the capital Rabat, expressing their dissatisfaction concerning the social situation. A constant deteriorating situation that has lasted for months, and a Makhzen who is still deadlocked in a context marked by an ever-increasing inflation, rising energy prices, a decline in the estimated economic growth at 0.7% for the year 2022, while unemployment is breaking records. As a result of these circumstances, Moroccans have repeatedly taken to the streets to denounce an untenable social situation and a purchasing power that continues to fall. For its part, the Social Front still didn't get or found any answer to its legitimate demands. The government of Aziz Akhanouch and the entire Makhzen regime behind it remains totally silent, knowing that no relief measures in favor of citizens have been taken, especially during the month of Ramadan. The situation risks to explode at any time, with the government as the only responsible. The impoverishment of the people has reached dramatic levels. The people can't take it anymore. Therefore, May 1st has been chosen by the Moroccan Social Front to come out to put an end to this deterioration and the standard of living of Moroccans and the departure of the current government, which is in the process of starving the people. The demonstrators are demanding a wage increase, exemption from income tax, as well as the revaluation of their pensions. The Makhzen is facing an unprecedented economic and social crisis. Not only repressions continue, but any form of combat or claim is quickly repressed, and not a single voice against the policy of the regime is tolerated nor accepted.
In other news and concerning the Sahrawi file, the Sahrawi ambassador to Ethiopia demanded the permanent representative to the African Union to intervene as soon as possible in order to save the defenseless Sahrawi civilians from the oppression of the Moroccan occupation forces. He also demanded to put pressure on the Moroccan kingdom to implement the decisions of international legitimacy in Western Sahara. Back to national news, and on the eve of Eid al-Fitr, Algerians across the country are getting ready to welcome this blessed religious feast. In Tamarasset province, for example, people gather in Safsaf market in order to buy the different traditional pieces of clothing worn on this special occasion. More insight with Sabrin Taferganit.
On the eve of Eid al-Fitr, welcoming this holy event is a ritual itself. Today we're shedding the lights on some of the preparations done in one-kind African market style at Safsaf, located in Tamarasset. The souk is a must-visit for Tuareg to purchase Eid clothes. The bazan is on the top list of many customers.
We bring the bazan from Niger, Burkina Faso, Mauritania and from Côte d'Ivoire. It's a must-piece to wear on Eid al-Fitr. My business is doing pretty well because of it.
Visiting this unique Safsaf market on such occasion allowed us to widen our horizons in clothing, to know more about Tuareg traditional costumes such as shesh and traditional sandals.
The shesh here is a must-have, and it's considered as an essential piece, especially on Eid al-Fitr. It varies to lamposa, nahif and satan.
This is the lamas. Young people wear it a lot here. Meanwhile, adults prefer the nila.
Considered as an important heritage, these traditional costumes are the go-to and the first choices of many Tuaregs.
And with that, our today's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for joining us.